Yes, we can
start.
All right, guys.
So a very warm welcome to everyone. And as some of our loyal listeners know, this is actually the first time we are doing the Pundi X AMA live in a different time zone. So for those of you that are based in Middle East, Africa, and Europe, so you don't have to go through the pain of waking up at night for this session. So welcome once again. We did a brief poll asking everyone whether should we do it in this time zone, which is the one that we are doing now, or the previous one, which is actually 12 hours or rather 13 hours later. So the result is actually pretty split. So what we will do is that we will actually try to alternate so that everyone can actually get involved. The second thing that someone feedback to us that we will try to change as best as we can is to actually make the AMA shorter. We used to do 60 minutes. We even did 2 hours. So we will try to make it shorter, hopefully. So I should not talk so much, in fact. And we will try to do it monthly instead of quarterly. So the last month we have Beyond the Counter, which we invited Hakan to speak his experience as a merchant. So the Pundi X AMA will come in different names and form every month at least, so that the updates are shorter but more frequent. So let's dive in. Let's look at today's agenda, guys. Right, Peko, you can go to the next slide. All right, so today's agenda, there are 4 major segments. One is actually the Xposed development, particular deployment. How are we doing? So the great news is that we are actually going into, we have new countries in every continent in the past quarter. So Peko will share with you what she and her team has done from Panama to South Africa, and basically several other countries in every continent. And the next one is that we will talk about the very much discussed for a very long time, which is the Decentralized Expose. Some of you who are merchants have been able to test Decentralized Expose, and we want to hear from you live today. How are your response, and how should we go beyond what we have right now with the beta testing? The third one is some of the events. So glad to say that finally COVID is turning a page, at least in many of the countries that we know. And we have started traveling. And one of the events that we have traveled to is actually to Barcelona in the Avalanche Event and Andres actually caught COVID during the Avalanche event, but it was actually a very, very fruitful event, and he's also here to share. And of course, we also have several other events that we want to share. And last but not least, what we can look forward to in Q2 2022. And before I start, I think it is important to take note of one thing. COVID did not allow many people to step on the stores to spend, which means that Xposed is or was impacted very badly. And as we turn the page, and with the Decentralized Expose, we strongly believe that things will also take a even higher level. So let's dive in and let Peko share with us some of the Q1 2022 Xposed adoption countries. Peko, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Zach. Okay, kind of like navigating my slides. Good, it moved. So about the our new adoption in the new countries. So in Q1 we start except from the Turkey that continuously open new store in the countries. And also we have the new store from Argentina, Panama, and also South Africa and Brazil, and also Taiwan. And I think it's the uptake is quite good that received, and we started to see the fruition of our merchants starting to activating. And I think Q1 is a good start for all of us. So I would like to share the photos of some activation that from directly from the merchant. We also went to the merchant's side to help them to do the training. And as you see that, you can see the exchange store that actually happened in central city of Istanbul, and also in other cities besides Istanbul. And as I know, there will be more in the future. So stay tuned for Turkey. You will still continuously see a lot of them happening up. So, and also the one in Taiwan, we're very lucky that the activation actually have a YouTuber with us that yesterday he was just made a video about 3-way to adopt crypto with different solutions. And I'm really grateful that he see Pundi is a more comprehensive and very useful tool for merchants. So thank you, Dan, the YouTuber, to introduce us in his video. And also in March, it also comes into the end of the MPXX. So Zach, do you want to talk about the MPXX redenominations process?
Sure, Peko, thanks. So we had a year-long MPXS redenomination, right? We redenominated from MPXS to Pundi X. And as of 29 March, it was the last day that we allowed the redenomination. And 94.5% of the tokens was actually swapped. So I think it's not a low number. The overwhelming majority have actually swapped. So thank you very much to the exchanges and the blockchain wallets that supported the swap. The unswapped 5% will be used for future ecosystem incentive, such as allowing the Pundi exchange adoption and also decentralized Xposed adoption. And I'm actually very happy to say that we insisted on a 1-year swap period, a long enough 1 year for everyone, or rather 95% of the people to get through the swap. So responsible enough, but right now we have managed to come to an end. So I think we have acted both responsibly, and also I think this has ended. And so it's also a new chapter for Pundi X token. Yeah. Right. So next, very exciting thing, which is the Decentralized Expose. Okay. Many of you know that the Decentralized Expose is actually open to selected verified Xposed merchant for beta testing. So what it means by beta testing, the Decentralized Expose actually right now allows the merchant and the community to support more coins and wallets. In fact, it allows the support of EVM-based blockchains such as Polygon, BSC, and Avalanche. And the benefits is obvious, right? Transaction in private wallet, which you truly own for both merchants and consumer, direct crypto-to-crypto sales, no conversion, on-chain transparency, your key, your token. And of course, many of us are very excited because right now we can just go to Binance, we can go to Polygon, we can go to Avalanche, as what Andres did, and he showed it to the top guy, right? And tell them this Xposed device, this decentralized Xposed, allow your tokens, any kind of tokens, to actually transact on the decentralized Xposed. I think this has actually been able to open up a limit, if I may, that only X wallet works on Xposed. So this actually is not the case anymore, and any kind of wallet which is non-custodial on Polygon, BSC, and Avalanche, these are the three that works already, will actually go into the support of decentralized Xposed. So in a very layman term, someone that brings, whether it's FX wallet, Trust wallet, or any kind of wallet, they can actually buy and sell crypto on our Xposed and also spend their favorite BEP20 token, C-Chain, Avalanche C-Chain token, or whatever. So I think this really presents a great frontier for us.
Right. I also agree with that, because some of our merchant is very advanced, and they ask for a whether they can sell their holding, the crypto holding in their wallet. So so we provide an options that the merchants, the most advanced early adopter merchant, they already have the crypto in their private wallets, and then they can simply through FX wallet connected to Xposed to do the selling. And of course, there's a receipt coming, and on the receipt, you can actually scan the QR code. So the QR code will show the records, the transaction record on the blockchain. So it's quite useful for in that sense. And we hope that more tokens will be transacted through Xposed. And I believe that that would be also very useful for the merchants as well.
That's correct. So if you have any questions on Decentralized Expose, drop your questions in the chat. We will discuss later. And next is actually the PERS token. So Peko, you actually push for the the Hope for Children NFT. So why don't you share more about this?
Sure. So as we see that Ukraine situation still going on at war, so we think that we should, as a crypto company, the same as other crypto company as well, we would like to do our best to help the one who are in need. And we collaborate with Hope for Children, the CRC Policy Center in Cyprus. Their main purpose is to help the refugee flee from Ukraine to Cyprus, and they would like to help all the women, children, and to help them to find places to live, to support them with their supplies. So we think that there are also other nationality has been affected from this war as well. So we think that the donation should be widened, not just for specific nationality, but also for all the nationalities that were affected by the war. So we work with Hope for Children, and we actually create the proof of donation NFT, so that if you donate your purse to this organization, and you will receive the proof of donation, which is the Hope for Children NFT. And as you can see in the screen, that they come with 100 different designs, and there are many of them for you to grab. So far, we received more than 2 million, close to 3 million purse, and we look forward to you. If you have purse in your hand, you can donate and you can contribute to this situation as well. You don't need to, convert it into different currency. You can just donate it, and we will help you to do the rest. And also you will get the proof of donation NFT from us. And also, not just for the donation and purse utility, also extended to the gift card. Remember what we said before, purse can be used for different coupon, NFT, redeem, donation, gamification, and all. And this is one of the initiatives that we have with gift card. So last week we have 3 winners of this gift cards. So people just only spend I think it's 250 purse, and then they can redeem up to $25 worth of gift card. So we maximize the value of your purse so that you can get something better. So this is the the new initiative we have to make your purse token worth 100x. So if you have any suggestion of what digital gift card or anything else that you would like to suggest, please participate voting on the Twitter right now. We are now having a poll on Twitter to decide which one is the next that you would like to make your purse worth 100x. And also for purse token, we also have the Liquidity Awards still ongoing. And as you see, this is the screenshot from the pursetoken.com. So this is how it works. You deposit, you actually provided purse BUSD liquidity to Pancake Swap. And then with this Pancake Swap LP token, you can stake in this liquidity award pools. So I think the APY is quite high, like over 100, right? So it's still going on. If you haven't done it, and this is still a chance because there's still a lot of purse token that for you to earn by providing the liquidity. So don't miss this opportunity, and it's still going on. And next, we will cover the events of Q1. And first of all, I would like to talk about the new blockchain association that we're part with. So as you can see, we alongside with Visa and Consensus and other Revolut, we are participating the Singapore Blockchain Association earlier this year. And we're happy to contribute ourselves to be part of the builder of the ecosystem. And also in this month, we actually in the first quarter, we announced the support of the USDT BEP20 support. This is very important because this is a request by our merchants. So as you know that the on-chain transaction on Ethereum network is quite expensive. The gas fee is so expensive. So for the stable coin, we would like to offer a different option, a cheaper option for the users to do the transactions. So we comes according to our merchants, they would like to see USDT on BEP20. So the gas fee is so much cheaper, and then they can transact on chain, private wallets directly on chain, and then it's very cheap gas fee. And as Zach mentioned, that we also went to Barcelona for the Avalanche event. So so Andreas is with us, right? Do you want to talk about it, this event that you have been to?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So basically regarding the Avalanche event, it was like very long event, like 5 days, right? And I will tell you something. The moment I stepped into the event, and then like maybe more than 2,000 people, many of them like just by seeing the Pundi X logo on my t-shirt came close to me and say, "Hey, Pundi X, you are here." There's like so many people like know about us, right? And if you were there, you will see how happy they were to see the Xposed device, because it's different when you see it in a video or image, but when you see it in person, it's a whole new experience. So everybody was transacting with the Xposed and the Xpass card, and also of course then the Xposed. So the Xposed was like very used in the Avalanche event. And so I also spoke like with many projects that are present. And also there are like many people who are interested to probably becomes our potential distributors of Xposed. And also some people that they are like only visitors to the event and they were merchants. They are interested to have Xposed with them at their shop. And also we got interviewed by Terabytes. So Terabyte is basically like this social media for Terra. They make like videos only for Terra. So hopefully the video will be on by next month. And also I demonstrated the Xposed device to Emin, which is the creator of Avalanche. And he really liked it. And the whole Avalanche community was around. And they were like taking pictures and talking about it. And so we made the first AVAX transaction on the Xposed, on the Xposed part of the device. So it was a really great event. And yes.
All right. Thank you, Andreas. I think it's very meaningful too, because before we formally release Xposed for beta testing, and we went to the Avalanche event, and actually they are the first to see Avalanche blockchain on Xposed. And then we particularly make this happen. This the first transaction has to be with Avalanche people. So that is a very meaningful event, and also we establish a good relationship with Avalanche as well.
Yes, and you know, like the community got so excited for the Xposed that when I had to show to Emmy, right, I had to pass through a huge queue to get there, like so many people around. So the community kind of like made a road for me so I can get there and show the Xposed, because everybody was excited. We were like a project that went there to also show what we built that as a use case for Avalanche. Yes,
and in fact, it's actually Andreas that pushed through the Avalanche implementation on Decentralized Expose. We had to rush for the event.
Yeah, so the tech team was like on it all day. So we get it on during the event. So it was like crazy, but very successful.
Yeah, we have to debug it. Like the tech team need to debug the Xposed during the weekend. And it's like whole 24 hours. So it's really cool.
Yes, and I was like, when making the transaction there, I was like, come on, I hope there is no any bug, you know, but it worked perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, and Emin was like, can I keep the receipt, like the ticket from the next one? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then we took pictures. Yes, and after I went back to my hotel after the night was over, and I was getting like random messages on Telegram. They're like, are you Andreas? I said, like, yes. And they were like sending me pictures that they took when I was like demonstrating. Yes, it was really, really nice.
That's great.
That's great. Okay, all right. So great. So I think we expect us to be in more of these major events from now on. Yeah. Okay, all right. So I think the next is actually, we want to open to the floor, right? Questions.
Yes.
We already have some questions on the chat. The first is from Scene, our holder from Singapore. If a customer transact on the decentralized Xposed, will the transaction be reflected on the FX Explorer, or will it be on the original chain, e.g. ETH, AVAX, Polygon? So, good question. If the user actually transact on, say, Polygon, which means that he uses a wallet that supports Polygon and use that wallet to buy crypto or buy coffee on our decentralized expos, this transaction will only be visible on the Polygon chain, the Poly chain. And what so in reality, it will not be visible on the Pundi exchange. But of course, we can do something towards it, because both the Pundi exchange and the Polygon chain is actually EVM compatible. So they actually share the same derivative and the same hex address. So what we might potentially do is that when every time there's a transaction on, say, Poly or AVAX, we would actually do a similar transaction. Of course, not the same amount, but a similar transaction to show that something has happened on another chain, and we actually reflect that there was an activity on the Pundi exchange. We have not decided on the specific or how we want to do this, but this is possible because all the EVM-based blockchain shares the same derivative and the address type, right? And next is actually Shady. Hello, Shady. Regarding the payments on Xposed, is it limited to certain project tokens or can use or verified tokens? Also a very good question. Well, since it is actually decentralized, in practice, any kind of token can actually transact. So whether it's Shiba Inu or whether it's a small project or new token, all of them can actually transact on the chain or on decentralized expos, as long as it is a ERC20, AVAX, BSC, BP20, or Polygon. So does that mean that we will try to promote every token? The answer is no, we will not try to promote every token. So of course, from the UX, the display, there will be certain tokens, but not other tokens. And it is really up to the merchant to decide whether they want to only work with the tokens that we display or any kind of token on those chains. And we give the merchant to decide. The next one is actually blockade. For the Pundex that's supposed to burn from Xposed transaction, does this apply to decentralized Xposed transaction? Right. Good question. If it is on, say, AVAX, then it will not burn Pundex token because the transaction actually happens on AVAX. And as I've said just now to Scene's question, we can actually mirror something on the Pundex chain to do something. We have not decided on that yet, but the short answer is that if it happens on the AVAX chain, Pundex does not get burned in the process because the native token is actually the AVAX token. But we are working at seeing how we can also benefit from it. Yes, yeah. So why don't we fall back to the questions that we actually received prior to this AMA, Peko? I think we have a couple of questions, right? So do you want to take one of these?
Let me check. There's one ask about some of the MPXS was not exchanged within the deadline. What will happen to Pundex coin that hasn't been swapped? So I think that question has been answered by Zach, that the 5% hasn't been swapped. This will be used for developing the ecosystem for Pundex. And so that could be the usage. So yes, I think the 1 year that we give long enough for the holder to do the swap. So we will use it on swap to actually build our system to make Pundex more visible in terms of the either marketing or the ecosystem development. That would be helpful for the project to grow. Also, there is one question about what is happening in UAE, especially with Zilla Pay. Zach, do you want to touch upon this, or you want to keep it as a surprise to everyone?
Okay, I drop off for a while. So I think you're talking about what's going on with UAE Dubai, right? So we had a call with Zilla, right? I mean, the guy is really trying to land a lot of like big brands. So when he told me the brands, I was actually pretty shocked. I guess we will just leave it to our distributor, in this case Zilla, to actually announce which like very famous brand that will be supporting Xposed. So I think we leave it for him to announce the good news, because it is his case, right, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think let's move on to the final section, which is the Q2 outlook. All right. The Q2 outlook has actually 3 major points, but in fact, it is actually more than this 3 major points. But we would like to point out this 3 major points. One is that we are working on a decentralized Xposed card for a mock-up production, which means that even Xposed is actually on-chain, non-custodial, which means that that Xposed is not tied to just X wallet, but it can be a cold wallet for people to have, and for them to connect it to any wallet that they want. So we are spending quite a bit of engineering resources on that front. The second one is actually a CBDC task force. We have in historically worked with a few countries to try to launch CBDC, and we will double down the effort, and hopefully when CBDC becomes mainstream, we will be a major player. And I will leave that to you, the last point about more Pundi X store in Turkey and beyond. Peko.
Right. Right. So for just adding on Zach on CBDC, because we also received inquiry about how to establish it. And so that's why we decided to double down our team manpower to make it like a consulting team happen to those who have an inquiry on this part. So I think that's very much a good use case for Xposed as well. And as for Turkey, there will be more exchange store in Turkey, and actually there are another big activations going on that would be hopefully in Q2 to Q3, because the number of the store is quite large. So that will be happening step by step, but you will see a lot of activation in Turkey. So let's stay tuned, and then let our distributor to announce it. It's quite exciting.
Okay, all right. I think we are at the end of the session for this month, not this quarter, but this month. So Peko and Andra, so I think once again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. So till next month, guys. Cheers.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.